Good evening and welcome to a landmark night. At Soddy High School, I'm Ryan Hart.
And I'm Paige Ormsby. Tonight we honor 5 remarkable individuals who define the Trojan spirit, men who have led on the battlefield when disaster strikes, in the community, and on the athletic field.
Tonight we welcome back Chris Adams, Phillip Hamrick, Steve Clift, Curtis Blair, and Cody Clemens, leaders who have taken the lessons learned in the classroom to the highest levels of their professional success.
It's a night of reflection, excellence, and historic recognition.
The 2026 Soddy High School Hall of Fame induction ceremony starts right now.
For many, high school is a 4-year chapter to be finished and moved past. But for 1978 graduate Chris Adams, Soddy Daisy was the beginning of a lifelong mission. From the front lines of fire rescues to leading Hamilton County through the most modern crisis, Chris has spent every day proving that you don't have to leave home to change the world. Tonight, we honor a man who turned the lesson of his teachers into a legacy of service.
Well, I didn't want to graduate. That's what it was like. I loved going to school. I loved being at Soddy Daisy. And I guess when you get a senior, you start realizing that you're going to separate from your friends you've been with 12 years.
That sense of belonging was forged in classrooms of mentors, like Mr. Mills. It was in that health class that Chris first realized his aptitude for science, a discovery that would later define his future.
Mr. Mills was probably my health teacher, was probably the most instrumental in my high school career, because I remember him telling me, that it seemed to come natural to me, the health side of it, because I could memorize the bones and all the muscles and all that stuff came to me really easy.
A pivotal meeting with his guidance counselor confirmed the path. Despite an unusual gap between his science and math scores, her advice was simple.
She then told me that you need to go into something helping people.
That advice stuck. After a brief stint at UTC, Chris found his calling in the fire service. The job was dangerous. Early in his career, he was severely burned during a fire. But after returning to the front lines and saving the lives of 2 small children, Chris knew he had found his calling. Driven by his father's advice to be the best, Chris rose through the ranks, taking on every opportunity that came his way.
My dad always told me, he said, I don't care if you're a ditch digger or if you're a plumber or whatever you are, I want you to be the best ditch digger or the best plumber you can be. No matter what you do, give 110%.
That dedication led him through a 30-year career with the Chattanooga Fire Department, eventually serving as fire chief. Today, as the director of Hamilton County Emergency Management, he remains a steady hand in the middle of the storm.
So the mayor told me at the time, he said, this job is not that bad. Every now and then you'll have a little hard time, but it's not that bad. So we had COVID, social unrest, flooding, tornado of Easter. We had the fires burning in Gatlinburg. We had fires on Flipper Bend. We had mudslides. We had 18 inches of water in February. Pretty much everything you could have, and I was in the middle. I spent 6 weeks in here, 16 hours a day, 7 days a week during COVID.
Despite being offered opportunities across the country, Chris's heart never left the town that raised him. To him, the beauty of Soddy Daisy isn't just the mountains, the lakes, or the rivers. It's the people who taught him what it means to serve.
And I've been all over this country and had opportunities to move and do different things, and I've been offered jobs all over the country. Can't leave Soddy Daisy. I mean, it doesn't get any better. So, this is the greatest town in America as far as I'm concerned.
For a lifetime of protecting his neighbors, showing unwavering bravery in the face of danger, and honoring his roots, we welcome Chris Adams into the Soddy Daisy Hall of Fame.
Tonight, we honor a man who was part of a true pioneer class at Soddy High School. Phillip Hamrick was a member of the very first group to graduate from this campus in 1984. trading the halls of the old school for a sweltering graduation and a brand new gymnasium. He took the discipline forged on the football field under Coach Rick Smith and turned it into a lifelong career of service, rising to the rank of Master Chief in the U.S. Navy and eventually returning home to serve a decade as Soddy Daisy's Chief of Police. From protecting our country to protecting these very hallways as an SRO, Phillip's journey has truly come full circle. Please join us in welcoming Hall of Fame inductee Phillip Hamrick.
Every era has its pioneers. For Soddy Daisy class of 1984, they were the bridge between two worlds. The last to walk the halls of the old school and the first to graduate from the new one.
We had our graduation in the gym with no air conditioner, and it was like June and 100 and something degrees. It was awful.
It was a season of transition, but for Phillip Hamrick, the foundation was built on the scorched grass of the football field, under the legendary discipline of Coach Rick Smith and the mentorship of a young Steve Henry. Phillip learned that success wasn't given, it was earned.
It goes back to football practice. Robert Smith was our coach, and you would show up for practice. You would be on the field ready to go before time for practice, and it wasn't an expectation. That's just how we did it. So it's always been that way.
That Soddy Daisy discipline followed him into the United States Navy. Though a family emergency delayed his start, Phillip rose from an E-nothing to a Master Chief Petty Officer, serving his nation with distinction for over 2 decades.
I think the Navy taught me a work ethic. If you're not 15 minutes early, you're 10 minutes late. In law enforcement, I was always 15 minutes early to work, 20 minutes early. And I would take calls before my shift, just so the shift that was before me could leave on time.
Phillip's path eventually led him back to the halls where it all started, not as a student, but as a protector. As the school resource officer, he saw firsthand the impact of guiding the next generation. As
a school resource officer, you actually get to see when you help somebody. A patrol officer and all that, they have their case, they make an arrest or whatever they do. Once it goes through the courts, it's over. They don't see the effects later on, but you could see it here.
Phillip would go on to serve 10 years as the Soddy Daisy Chief of Police, a tenure that marks his greatest professional achievement, but for a man whose roots in this community go back for generations, his true reward is the family he raised and the connection to the community.
People of Soddy Daisy, I grew up in Soddy. I'm Soddy. But we were all people you're not related to. You felt like you're related to them. I don't know how to explain it. You feel like you're related, even if you're not. You feel like you're related to these people. You just know them so well.
For a lifetime of service, leadership, and unwavering community spirit, we welcome Phillip Hamrick into the Soddy Daisy High School Hall of Fame.
For 1990 graduate Steve Clift, the new Soddy Daisy High School was more than just a building. It was the place where a shy teenager found his voice and a future. Today, Steve's handiwork is seen on the athletic fields across the Southeast, but he traces the blueprints of his success back to the lessons of hard work and community he learned right here at home. Tonight, we honor a man who has dedicated his career to building the stages where the next generation of athletes will shine.
In the late 1980s, Steve Clift was part of a milestone, first freshman class to walk through the halls of the current Soddy Daisy High School building. Though he describes himself as a shy kid who stayed close to small groups of friends and teammates, the environment was preparing him for a life far beyond the classroom.
But Soddy Daisy was home for me. Had so many neat relationships with teachers and students and fellow athletes. Just really helped shape who I am today. Really learned a hard work ethic, how to stand on my own 2 feet, how to interact, how to come out of my shell.
On the baseball diamond, Steve learned the power of unity under Coach Tobin Davidson. He recalled a motley crew that didn't always see eye to eye, but always came together when it mattered most. A lesson in teamwork that would later define his business philosophy. But perhaps no one had a greater impact than his favorite teacher, Regina Smith, a woman he described as a true servant. Regina taught him about unconditional love and service. and, in a twist of fate, would eventually become his mother-in-law. That foundation of service and grit carried Steve into a world of sports construction. What started as a job putting color on tennis courts and rubber on tracks evolved into Baseline Sports Construction, a company that now builds turnkey athletic facilities across 8 states.
We started out just doing tennis and tracks, and then it has evolved into natural fields, synthetic fields, a lot of pickleball, really anything outdoor now we do. A lot of folks in the South play sports, but they don't really know how to build sports facilities. So I have to go in, consult, help them engineer, design exactly what they need, what they want, to give them surfaces that are appropriate for the athletes and whatever the sports they're playing.
One of Steve's proudest professional moments was when his career came full circle, working alongside legendary coach Steve Henry to bring state-of-the-art facilities back to his alma mater.
Coach Henry, as everyone knows, loved track and field. And so for years he would call me, how can we get this done? And when the opportunity came, I was really excited to work for him and just to see how excited everybody was.
Though his work takes him all over the country, Steve remains a firm believer that there is simply no place like home.
There's so many unique people here, and everybody brought so many different gifts. And what really I remember in hindsight looking back is everybody was kind of a friend to each other, whether you were a freshman or sophomore, junior, or senior.
For his excellence in business, his commitment to the athletic community, and his lifelong devotion to the Trojan spirit, we welcome Steve Clift into the Soddy Daisy High School Hall of Fame.
For 1996 graduate Curtis Blair, the fields of Soddy Daisy were more than just a place to play. They were a training ground for life. While he's gone on to find immense success in his professional career, Curtis traces every achievement back to the specific Soddy mentality forged under the lights of the old soccer complex. Tonight, we honor a man who turned his passion for the game into a lifelong mission of building relationships and inspiring the next generation.
Every student has a place where they first find their footing. For Curtis Blair, that place was the old soccer complex at Soddy Daisy High School. It was there that a childhood interest transformed into a lifelong calling.
Especially the soccer program, I feel like that's the starting point for me was, man, I just found my love and passion, and the people there just helped you grow it and develop it, and I feel like, you know, I got the best job in the world right now, and it started because of you know, being at Soddy Daisy High School.
That growth was guided by Greater Chattanooga Sports Hall of Fame coach Richard Northcutt. More than just teaching him the sport, Northcutt installed a drive in Curtis that would eventually define his entire career.
That guy, I owe basically, I feel like, my career to, because he's the one that made me fell in love with this sport. That was the thing that Richard Northcutt instilled in me, is just the passion and the love for the game, and understanding that it doesn't come easy, and it's not going to be easy, but you have to go and fight and work and find some grit.
Curtis calls this region God's country, but it's not just the scenery he admires, it's the work ethic of the people. He calls it the Soddy Daisy mentality, a belief that nothing is given and everything must be earned.
If you want those things and you want to accomplish those things, they don't come to you, they're not given to you. You know, I feel like it's a little bit of the Soddy mentality. It's like you have to go work at those things, and it's just you know, a mentality that you've got to be willing to do every single day is go and try to get better.
Now a PE teacher himself, Curtis looks for role models like Tobin Davidson and Steve Henry. He learned from them that success isn't measured with wins or losses, but with the strength of relationships built along the way.
People like that, you know, got me to understand what it's truly about. It's about the relationship with your students and your players, and realizing that it's bigger than a wrestling match. It's bigger than a soccer game. It's bigger than, you know, a class. It's someone that really wants you to be successful.
Decades later, that bond with the community remains unbroken. Whether it's catching up with his closest friends from the class of '96 or stepping back into campus, Curtis Blair remains a Trojan at heart.
There's 6 or 7 of us that grew up together that we still stay in contact, and we all still talk about our Soddy Daisy days. It's like, you don't see them for a month, and the next time you see them, you talk about Soddy Daisy. You know, it's that time apart. But that's where we started all of the foundation of our relationships, is growing up in that school, you know, in the middle school and then in the high school.
For his dedication to his sport, his students, and the values of his hometown, we welcome Curtis Blair into the Soddy Daisy Hall of Fame.
Our next inductee into the Soddy Daisy High School Hall of Fame proves that the curiosity sparked in a Tennessee classroom can carry you across the globe, from the Friday night lights of Trojan Stadium to the remote coral reefs of the South Pacific. Class of 2005 graduate Cody Clements has dedicated his life to understanding and protecting our oceans. Today, he is a world-renowned marine scientist whose work has been featured by National Geographic, PBS, and the Smithsonian. But his journey began right here with a dream, a surfboard magazine, and a teacher who told him to never lose his celestial gleam. Let's take a look into the remarkable career of Dr. Cody Clements.
For Cody Clements, life in Soddy Daisy was defined by the hills of Tennessee and the intensity of the gridiron. A member of the class of 2005, Cody spent his days playing sports and pulling pranks on his teammates. But beneath the surface was a curiosity that stretched far beyond the county line.
I've loved the ocean since I was a kid. I originally used to say when I was a kid I wanted to be a farmer, but then after that I like my pep-all, but after that I wanted to be an underwater photographer for National Geographic. So I guess it was a natural extension. I actually used to get made fun of by my friends in high school because I would constantly be looking at, I was subscribed to Island Magazine. I would buy Surfer Magazine, and I would try to surf in the Gulf whenever I would go. And I used to have pictures of islands all over my bedroom in high school. So if you showed me a picture of a beach, I could probably tell you where it is.
While friends teased him for his Surfer Magazine, one teacher, Miss Sparks, saw his potential. She encouraged him to hold on to what she called his celestial gleam, that childhood spark of wonder found in romantic poetry. That spark led to a life-changing decision. Leaving Tennessee for a semester abroad at the University of South Pacific in Fuji.
Within 30 minutes, I turned to my mom and said, I'm going there. And she was like, where? And I was like, Fiji. And she was like, where is that? So I was like, well, let's go talk to them after this is over. And so I went and talked to the study abroad people, and they gave me the catalog for the university, which is the University of the South Pacific. And they had coral reef ecology and marine biology courses. So I was like, okay, I'm going there.
Cody didn't just visit the islands. He stayed to earn his bachelor's and master's degree in marine science before returning to the States to complete his PhD at Georgia Tech. Today, he serves as senior research scientist and global expert in coral reef ecology. His research into how organisms promote coral health has earned him prestigious grants from National Geographic and Rolex Explorers Club. However, for Cody, science is ultimately about the people and the community. That connection to people and community has its roots right here in Soddy Daisy.
I really found the commonalities. A lot of Fijian culture in some ways reminds me of the South, maybe like 60 plus years ago. So very family oriented. Sundays is everyone goes to church. There's a big thing after, where the extended family's all together. You all eat, then you take naps. In Fiji, family is very important, like extended family. A lot of people have a lot of kids. I come from a family of 5. My dad had 5. His dad had 12. So I get that. And if you're in a Fijian village, like basically everybody's related to each other. Like if your house gets blown down by a cyclone or something, the whole village is going to come together to help you build your house again, because the day that happens to them, you'll be there too.
Whether he's being featured on PBS Nova, interviewed by NPR, or scouting new research sites in the Caribbean, Cody remains a voice for the environment and an inspiration for every student at Soddy Daisy High School. He is a testament to the fact that if you keep that gleam in your eye, there's no limit to how far you can go. From the blue holes of Soddy Daisy to the crystal waters of the Pacific, please welcome 2026 Hall of Fame inductee, Dr. Cody Clements.
It has been an inspiring evening here at Soddy Daisy High School. From the field to the front lines of public service, the class of 2026 reminds us that the foundation laid in these classrooms can truly change the world.
Congratulations once again to our inductees, Chris Adams, Phillip Hamrick, Steve Clift, Curtis Blair, and Cody Clements. Your legacy is now permanently etched into the history of this great school.
As we wrap up tonight's coverage, we leave you with one final look at the faces of excellence that make us all proud to be Trojans.
Thank you for joining us for this special induction ceremony. For everyone here at Soddy Daisy, I'm Paige Ormsby.
And I'm Ryan Hart. Have a wonderful evening, and as always, go Trojans.